Welcome back everybody to Apex Racing TV and the BSRTC Showdown. Andrew Woodhouse alongside Adam Bath and Alex Simpson, the Watkins Glen circuit in the United States. And Alex, we were here on Tuesday night for the MX-5s. This time the drivers of the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship have slightly more power to work with, so should we be scared?
Well, if you watched on Tuesday night, yeah, I think we should be. I think that gives us a good idea of everything that could happen. Throw in the quarter panels and whatnot that can happen with the front wheel drive Kia. I think it could be an interesting night. I think it's going to be fun, that's for sure. Yeah, expect some big ones tonight, guys.
Yeah, going up through the S's section, Adam, on the first couple of laps, always going to cause a little bit of chaos potentially, but we saw some blocked tracks, we saw a safety car. I think the money on another safety car might be quite high.
Yeah, that opening sector is pretty treacherous. Hello everybody. Yeah, Welcome's probably one of my favourite race meetings of the season. The Cup layout and the Kias, everyone's so tightly bunched together. It's the equivalent of racing at Talladega in NASCAR, really. There's very little gaps made during these quick 13-lap races. So, yeah, I think we're in for a pretty good evening in the second week of the Showdown and potentially a title-defining race meeting. Yeah,
indeed it could be, and slightly different layout as well to what they run for the NASCAR. We have to clear that up as well. No bus stop chicanes, so but to be honest, Adam, usually when they're running the NASCAR, the bus stop chicane, it's more of an inconvenience than anything. It's put in, I think, more for safety than for the spirit of good racing, really.
It's also an overtaking opportunity as well, I think, for the NASCARs really going into that chicane. The carousel is probably too much of a braking zone to get anything done in those fast Cup cars, so yeah, that chicane can help, but there was a huge crash, I think in the late 80s, that claimed the life of a driver, which caused the bus stop chicane to be used. So, yep. Yeah, probably a combination of things for that bus stop chicane now.
A.D. McDuffie, from what I remember. But yeah, Wojciech Swidujic, he leads the championship and he's 41 points ahead of Stelin Chepelevsky. Nico Foggy is in third with George Simmons fourth, and fifth is Daniel Kraft. And 6th is Sven Glatzels, David Baker in 7th, Alex Smolinski 8th, 9th Michael Hall, 10th Pete Harrod, and 11th is Richard Gore. And Ben Hackerson actually 12th, Jake Blackhall 13th, and Ash Sutton 14th. So Ash Sutton wasn't racing last week, Adam, so he's got his work cut out for him today.
Yeah, and it looks like from what we've seen so far, as the checker flag is now out in the qualifying session, that he's not taking part in qualifying either. So, mountain to climb already. I don't think we expect him to fight for the championship, even though we got that that shot in the Showdown. All depends on what race meetings he does. Yeah.
First time he's been in the Showdown, though.
Yeah. So
one thing is for sure, though, mate. We're going to get in a massive battle in the AM category, I'm sure.
Yeah, looking at the AM points, it is still pretty close. Stephen Baxter leads the way there for Fanatec. Then second is Roy Ververke, 50 points behind him. Then it's an 11-point gap back to Ross McFarlane in third, who really is mixing it in and amongst the pro drivers at the moment. Then Laura Bond in fourth, 5 points behind. Then Stuart Atkinson, 18 behind in fifth. Then Thorstein Helgeson in sixth. Max Wright 7th and John Roberts 8th, all separated by 166 points. And to put that into significance, a similar gap just separates the top 7 in the pros category. So it is very tight there. And also in the team standings, Apex Racing have got off to a great start to the Showdown. They lead CQR S-Line, who didn't have the best race meetings at Suzuka. I think they'll agree on that. 233 points behind. And then ProSim in third. And Northern Lights Racing have got a very slender lead in the AM team category competition, as well, as we head down to the grid.
Yeah, we do. And Alex, we've got 50 cars out there today, and that's pretty much as many as what we had on Tuesday night. Is there anybody to look out for in your mind in this field?
Well, I think we've got to keep an eye out on Ash, obviously coming through from the back. That'll always be quite exciting. And just because he's at the back, it's not really a disadvantage with the way the reverse grids and everything works now. You know, so he's still got the potential of having 2 really good results and 2 where he's having to fight back through. Yeah, I think key thing to do is just keep an eye on those drivers that are in the Showdown. We want to make sure that they survive. You know, this is the track that I think actually they're all kind of dreading that DNF. The likes of Baker, he needs to have an absolute fantastic race today because of the issues that he's been having with the last race, so he needs that to be absolutely on point, I think, and hope that some of the drivers have some failings.
Like in NASCAR, Adam, when you go for the chase for the championship and the drivers, they have to go to Talladega.
Yeah.
And that's the one that they all dread, isn't it? Because anything can happen. This is very similar.
Goes back to the point I was saying it in the opening. Yeah, this is probably the equivalent of Talladega for the BSRTC. But yeah, Dave Baker, just as Alex was saying, he hasn't won a race since Bathurst. That was 2 weeks ago. When we were here back in the spring on the full circuit, Ross Balfour won, Rasmussen run race 2, so 2 drivers we don't see too often. Richard Gore in 3rd, and Richard Gore won race 3, I should say, and Diogo Mera won race 4. I wonder if we'll see any of those guys replicating that success there. Vidic on the pole, Chepelevsky 2nd, George Simmons 3rd, Sven Glatzel 4th, Jamie Fluke in 5th. That is the top 5ers. Here come the lights.
A very stacked grid at the front. Let's hope they won't stack into each other on the first lap. Here we go. Red lights are on. And the green light is on. We're away for round 5 of the showdown. A good start then by Wojciech Vidic from pole position. Stelian Chepelevsky's on the outside line. The first corner they go. George Simmons trying to defend his 3rd place from Sven Glatzel. And you can see coming through in the background, we've had some issues going up this S's section. Everybody so far, Adam, pretty well behaved. And I think they know they have to be at this point.
Yeah, first race. Everyone wants to make sure they get something on the board here, and they're going through the S's pretty much unscathed. A few double file situations in some cases, but now we're onto the back straight, and Stelian Chepelevsky can straight away start to attack his teammate Wojciech Vidic. Watch out for Simmons and Glatzel as well. They are always ones to watch throughout the field in all 4 of the races, and we're 2x2 going into the carousel for the first time. What a move by Chepelevsky.
Right, well, it would be, but Vidic, I think he's going to get the advantage back as he exits the carousel nicely, gets the outside line, takes more momentum through and into the second to last corner, which is this fast left. He's got the advantage, and up the inside goes Sven Glatzel. He's trying to unsettle Stelian Chepelevsky and trying to see if he can make his way past the Apex Racing driver, and Glatzel again aggressively looks to the inside, but Simmons is there as well in the battle, and Cheppy holds on to P2. Now, looking back down the field, you can see that Jamie Fluke's involved in this battle as well with them, and then Dan Kraft, Ben Hackis and Dan Hunt. There's a lot of very, very fast drivers in the mix, and well, had a very, very good couple of laps to start this race.
Right, ways to tell the Apex cars apart, it's pretty hard. Vidic has got red mirrors, Stelian Chepelevsky's got orange mirrors, so they're trying to decipher that as the evening goes on, and Jamie Fluke has got a very different colour indeed. As here we go down the back straight again, Glatzel versus Simmons. Glatzel and Simmons really close.
The colour that Fluke's going to be worried about is green, because Jamie Fluke is having to defend from Dan Kraft in the green CQRS line car with the black mirrors. George Simmons and Sven Glatzel, the rubbing door handles going through the carousel, absolutely side by side, wheel arch to wheel arch, and they've made it through, and Sven Glatzel keeps his 3rd place, but he's so close at the front, Adam. The times were so competitive up there, just half a second separating the top 18 drivers. I think we're going to see an absolute we're going to see a battle royal, I think.
Yeah, no one's going to be able to make a gap, I don't think.
The car coming in through the pits, who's that?
Freitas, Miguel Freitas, also in the pits with Mark Johnston, so only 2 cars out of the race so far, so everyone doing pretty well.
That's pretty good as far as Watkins Glen goes. Alex, did you manage to see anything up there? I think still gone, but
he's
lost Alex for the moment. But car's very close to the wall, Adam, on the exit of the S's, and that's one thing you've got to watch out for, because that can spit you off into the other side wall as well.
I saw that in the Mazdas on Tuesday, and these cars are a lot more powerful, and they understeer a lot more as well. So I think we could see that possibly occurring in the one of the 4 races. There's not really much room for manoeuvre at all.
Sabinovic loses
sideways.
It. He goes very, very sideways. That might have just cooked his tyres. We know that one slide potentially ruin your day. Well, his day might have already been ruined.
He's glad that it's race 1 and not race 3. Race 3 usually the hotter of the 4 races, and yeah, 18 degrees here, and Stelian Chepelevsky thankfully is able to get through without making too much contact, as we've got Alex Simpson back in the commentary box.
Yeah, hello guys, sorry about that. We're getting some drop frames. Hopefully that should have sorted the situation. Let me know on the chat if you're still getting the buffer in, but I would think we should be clear now.
Oh! Massive slide from Wojciech Svidovic, Alex, going through the carousel, and we were saying that there's definitely a possibility that could make his tyres decidedly dodgy for the rest of the race.
Yeah, and to amplify that, of course, they've been practicing on this track for a few hours now as well, so you can see how rubbered it is, so the temperature of the track surface will be higher than normal as well, so it's just going to compound the problems for him.
3-hour practice session as well.
Not so much of a problem now as we go down the back straight, but it's when he gets to the carousel once more we're going to see it. Can he get the car in, or will he just have criminal understeer? Because sometimes that's just what happens in this Kia Optima. I think he may realise that he has compromised Wojciech Svidovic, and he's now gone into defensive mode to defend from the Fanatec car of Sven Glatzel. Glatzel he's got a very real chance in this showdown, Adam, because he finishes races. He's very good at coming through the field, and from a guy who, let's be honest, was kind of our standard in the BSR World Series, he's turned into an absolute superstar in the Kia Optima.
From memory, he made a name for himself at this very racetrack back in the spring, and here he goes for second place up the inside into the first corner, under the brakes, and contact made. Take that, he says to Wojciech Svidovic. I don't care if you're a two-time champion, and now Simmons is going through the middle, 3 wide as we go through the S's.
Well, that's lessened his chances slightly of becoming a 3-time champion. Glatzel muscling his way through. He had the right to go for the inside, but oh, here we go! Contact at the top of the hill. This could be the one. Oh, and somehow.
Oh no, it could happen still. Dan Hunt's on the grass.
Somehow George Simmons, Alex, managed to survive that, but that could have been an absolute melee.
Yeah, I think Jamie helped him there because he got out of the gas, so he did carry on pushing him round.
That's the right way to do it, by the way. We saw some drivers a few weeks ago.
Oh my God, look at that further back there. That is ridiculous now. So it's all massive cluster now.
You're looking at the CQR guys in there. Is it Baker, Hall, Bunn? Is it around there?
Yeah, I think that's what we're looking at. The 3 CQR cars. I think off goes Jamie Fluke through the gravel trap. Now, if that was in 2017, you'd have a nice bit of tarmac runoff area, but not here. He carries on nonetheless.
And he's down out of the top 6, and he's behind Nico Foggy, who's in 14th place. So Fluke down to 15th. He's coming under a bit more pressure as well, and that is from Nico Foggy actually. And in front of them is Ross McFarlane, who I think has had a very good last lap.
Matt Budd has disappeared. Now, I don't know whether he's got the 11 incident limit already, but he has disappeared off the timing screen, and I don't know where he is.
Oh dear. Well,
it looked like a connection issue, to be honest, but he's not come back, so yeah, could be.
Vidovic can't handle the pace at the front now. Chepelevsky just easing the car through. He's really driving well this season, Stelin Chepelevsky, but so is Sven Glatzel, and he's following him. He's going to have maybe a shot on the, well, we've got still several laps to go here.
Luke is struggling as well, being surrounded by the Northern Lights guys at the minute. Foggy is there, McFarlane as well.
Look at the damage on Pete Newman's race up with CQR car as well, just behind.
Connection issues for Matt Bunt, that's why he's out of the race. Maciej Sakovic has had an issue, he's towed back to the pit lane as well, so problem for Sakovic in the early going of the evening.
We haven't mentioned Pete Harrod yet. He's gained 1 position, he's up to 12th place, and Harrod, sorry, it's 11th place now. That's 2 positions gained, 11th position now, and David Baker has gained 3 spots up to 9th. That's what he needs to do, just solid progress in this race 1. He is now behind Michael Hall, and Hall has gained 1 position.
Stelin Chepelevsky's last win in the BSRTC, all the way back at Silverstone, race 90 of the season. This is race 108.
Yeah, I mean, 18 races, it doesn't sound like a massive winless streak, Alex, but when you're as good as him...
round the outside, sorry guys.
Oh man.
That's all, round the outside.
Jamie Fluke as well, just...
Harrod, yeah.
We can stick with that battle, but Jamie Fluke just absolutely flew past Pete Harrod into the carousel, and I think he may have made a little bit of contact, but Sven Glatzel to the front of the field, and absolutely fantastic from the German driver, started 4th on the grid. At the minute, everything is cowering before him.
I'm up in the blimp, and I just wanted to say there was some obviously tweet about the Neo series being the most competitive series out there, and I tell you what, those guys can eat their hearts out, because just look at this pack. these packs are just ridiculous right now. There is no other series that even comes close to the level of competitiveness as this.
Yeah, you want to try driving in this series and see how, and tell me that any other series is more competitive than this. I know, I've done it, and we all have here in the commentary box, and we're not just saying that because we cover it as well, because we cover some very, very competitive series. But when you see 50 cars streaming down the back straight here, Alex, it's an absolute sight to behold, isn't it?
Yeah, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Stallion back to the lead as well. Got the run on the straight, up the inside in the carousel. It looks like Wojciech's tyres have recovered, so he's on the warpath again, trying to get past.
Crash!
Josh Thompson into the wall, collided with Harrod.
Here, let's have a little look. Oh, it's the tiniest quarter panel. I think Josh thought he was clear. He wasn't. Spoiler alert. And speaking of spoilers, there's not much left of his as he ploughs into the tyre barrier.
I got a chuckle here today because obviously it was announced, I saw on Facebook, that he's joined Radicals, and there was a comment there said, finally someone who can drive the Kia. Really not.
Oh dear. Well,
sorry, Josh. You know I only jest.
We all jest. We do have a
honest,
fun
yeah,
with Josh, but I mean, you know, he'll crash as much as most of the rest of them do. So Glatzel going down the back straight, then ahead of Daniel Jepolowski, and then it's Wojciech Svidovic. And look at Daniel Kraft. He's picking up. You said Warpath, Alex. Dan Kraft has obviously kept his tyres in very, very good shape indeed.
Jesus, just looks like a carbon copy as well. This is the battle I'm looking at for 12th. I'm going to switch back to the lead because it's like, where do you look, guys? I mean, there's no point in me bringing any names up on screen because we could be looking at 10 different drivers.
It does look absolutely mental back there.
We might have something for that in a few weeks. Watch this space.
Well, yeah, it's at the moment it's Fanatec, then it's Apex, and CQRS line, then Boosted. That is the top 5. Dan Kraft is up a few positions to 5th. And then, yeah, that crazy battle that's going on in the background. Everyone's just trying to find their own bit of space. As Northern Lights Racing versus CQR. That's Michael Hall and Ross McFarlane.
Sorry to cut you off. The lead battle's mental enough with 7 cars in it. And then you look at that second pack, and I tell you what, you've got 9th to 25th, 5.8 seconds.
I don't know what that averages out as.
It's
yeah,
not a lot, as you can see on the screen.
Here comes Svidovic now to the return to the lead. He's taking his time. Where's he going?
Inside, he's very wide. He's Wojciech. Glatzel's going to have the position. He's going to be able to slide in front of him surely as well. He's given him the room.
Just giving him the room.
I don't think he had to give him the room there, Alex. I think he needed to see that. I think he needed to see he was clear there, surely. He was well clear of Svidovic. Oh, now
this
Cheppy.
is close. We were on board with Cheppy going through the penultimate corner there.
Alex, if you got time, if there's any sort of breathing space, can you take us through a lap with Stellion?
Yeah, I'll try my best. Here we go. Oh, gonna roll by quickly, does it? As we head in towards turn 1. Obviously important to just hook your wheels on the inside camber on that right-hander there as well. Gets you a much better shoot out of the corner, up through the S's. Just having a little listen. Not quite flat out in this Kia car. Just wants to understeer so much, but getting onto the gas so important. Huge amount of slipstream available. Glatzel right on the tail of Wojciech here. Pulls out the slipstream, and Svidovic just sort of playing the defensive role, planting his car in the middle. Stellion just sort of following his teammate as well. Just going to hang tight through the carousel. Again, lots of camber on the inside curb. Try and sort of hook it to help pull the car around. Good exit for Glatzel as well. We've got Kraft just 1/10 of a second behind us right now. This is why Stallion goes just a little bit defensive into the penultimate corner. Very easy to push out wide. Watch you don't run over the edge of that curb. Grass there's quite nasty into the final corner. Throw it in. Try not to have hit the curb on the inside. It'll throw you into the wall on the outside if you're not too careful. But good line and a good lap from Stallion. We've only got 3 to go.
Brilliant.
Glatzel nearly got the move done around the outside into the penultimate corner there on Wojciech. He managed to hold back, but yeah, 2 laps to go, and the top 6 separated by just a second.
Well, it's brilliant, Adam, isn't it, for us in the commentary box to get the insight of a man who's done over 50 World Championship races, and you know, we could tell that Dan Kraft was behind us. The way that Stellion drove it in so hard to the penultimate corner, it's really, they're all really pushing hard out there, and the standard is absolutely fantastic at the front of this field. Here we go, Stellion Chepelevsky gets a brilliant run on Glatzel, pulls out from the slipstream. Savinovic is going to box him in. Stellion's going to think about going the long way round all of them, taking a long way round on the fairground carousel, and this time he does not quite manage it. And Savinovic on the grass, he's trying so hard. We're going to get the white flag this time round.
Dan Kraft has almost got through on Stellion Chepelevsky, though. He's looking to the outside of the apex car going into the penultimate corner again. Glatzel trying to get that move done on Savinovic. Maybe trying something on the last lap as Kraft gets hung out to dry.
Chepelevsky just nudges Kraft onto the grass, going through the penultimate corner, and now he's got the attention of Daniel Hunt. These two, there's no love lost between these two after Suzuka. Well, there was shouts of Alex Simpson needs to get his eyes tested after that one.
Probably true, to be fair, but
he's a little bit salty about that. However, there's a bit of salt between Kraft and Hunt goes onto the grass and comes back off.
Oh, that was
and
dangerous.
Almost contact as they go through the S's. And this isn't even for the lead now, it's for 6th position, but wow, what a brilliant race so far we've got, and we've got still about 3 kilometres to go, Adam. This is anybody's in this front pack, isn't it?
It's absolutely brilliant. Ross McFarlane, watch for that battle as well as they head down the back straight then for the final time. For the lead then, Savinovic, Glatzel, Chepelevsky into the carousel. Nothing Glatzel can do, he just holds the inside line. He's trying to get that move around the outside in the penultimate corner to work. Let's see if he does it on this final lap.
Had a bit of practice, but as we've just seen with Daniel Kraft, it is possible that you can get pushed out wide, so we'll see what he does here. So it's Savinovic, Glatzel, Chepelevsky. Hackison's up into 4th place. Where did he come from? And then George Simmons into the final corner then. Final lap of the race, round 1 of the evening. Wojciech Savinovic, through all of that, he's going to come through and he's going to win, and he's going to be delighted with that. Sven Glatzel, 2nd place, and 3rd for Stellion Chepelevsky. What a good race that was.
And Ross McFarlane heads home everyone else. Everyone just streaming across the line. Laura Bond and Richard Gore pretty close. I think Bond just pipped Gore there at the line. And,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
Another pack going on. Whitehead, Wright, Helgeson, Malcolm. Still fighting out there. We lost quite a lot of cars, actually, who were, I think, near the rear of the field, Alex. Quite a few. Thompson front, Atkinson, Steinschkowski, Bunn, Sakovic, Diemer, Blackhall, Freitas, Johnston. I think they were all around that same area, weren't they?
Yeah, we lost 9, didn't we, in total? I mean, that's not too bad considering how close it is around there. And to be honest, we didn't see that massive one. There was just a couple of little things really going off. So, yeah, in all, that was an absolute fantastic race. I mean, didn't really know where to look. Sorry, we couldn't bring you everything, but wow, yeah, that was brilliant.
10 drivers retired in the end, but you look at everybody else, the top 30 drivers, 20.9 seconds, Adam, and to be fair, the top 20 drivers, 10.8 seconds between them. That is just absolutely only 2 seconds covering the first 7.
Unbelievable, isn't it? I don't. My maths isn't too good. I've done 20 divided by 30 on the calculator. That comes up with 0.6. I don't know if that means we've averaged 0.6 of a second between each driver. So, unbelievable. We're running through the finishing order. Then it was a race that ebbed and flowed for Wojciech Savinovic. He had that slide, and we thought the tyres may have been cooked, but he fought back to get his 21st win of the season and his 2nd of the Showdown. Sven Glatzel in 2nd, 3rd for Stellion Chepelevsky, making it 2 Apex cars on the podium. Ben Hackison and George Simmons make it 2 boosted cars inside the top 5. And that is really important in terms of the Pro-Am Championship, because they're not too far behind Northern Lights Racing, and those two results for those 2 drivers should help them. Dan Kraft's got shuffled back to 6th after he tried to get that move done on Stellion Chepelevsky to gate crash the podium. Dan Hunt in 7th and Dave Baker in 8th. Then Jamie Fluke 9th and Ross McFarlane 10th. Jamie Fluke was languishing down in about 15th place at one point, so to get a 9th place, good result. Ross McFarlane 10th, Michael Hall 11th, Nicole Foggy 12th, Alex Smolensky 13th, Pete Howard 14th, Ash Sutton, well, he's gained quite a few positions, hasn't he? 46th to 15th place, 16th Pete Newman, 17th Diogo Melro, 18th Stephen Baxter, 19th for Paul Smith, and 20th for Jamie Ayres. Laura Bonds 21st ahead of Richard Gore in 22nd. He started 22nd as well. 23rd for Colin Cunniff. Alex Everett 49th to 24th, another of the biggest movers in the field. Rusty Laidler finishing in 25th with Nathan Davis in 26th. Adam McNally 27th. Andrew Whitehead in 28th. Max Wright 29th. And Thorstein Helgeson 30th. Scott Malcolm in 31st, Kip Stevens 32nd, Michael Blake in 33rd, John Roberts in 34th, Mark Woodhouse in 35th, Brian Holmes 36th, 37th for Lorne Murray, Dave Crozier in 38th, Roy Verke 39th, and Rob Graham in 40th, and then the cars that didn't finish. Rob Graham, by the way, will be the car on pole if we get a full. Josh Thompson out of the race, Martin Front as well, Stuart Atkinson also joining him on the sidelines. Vlad Zajankovsky as well. Matt Bunn had connection issues. He was out of the race. Magic Sakovic as well, along with Lee Deemer, Jake Blackhall, a Showdown contender, Jake Blackhall. So a 0 for him in race 1. Miguel Freitas as well as 0, and Mark Johnston, the first of the cars out today, and probably not the last.
No, I think we're going to have several retirements in the last 3 races. Race 1's usually the well-behaved one of the evening, but fantastic driving going on out there. Really, really enjoyed it. And yeah, it's time now to see who's going to be on pole position. And well, if we have a full, we could have 40 cars reversed. No doubt would please the Automech team, because they'd have 3 in the top 4.
Go ahead and give this wheel a spin then, and we'll see where we end up. Going down, I don't think it's going to reach a 4. Get close, but it's not going to be close enough. 28th place it is.
28th is Andrew Whitehead, so boosted him on the pole for race 2. Adam McNally 2nd, Nathan Davis 3rd, Russell Laidler 4th, and Alex Everett's going to be in 5th for this one, so another Fanatec car near the front.
Sure, Andrew Whitehead will be very, very happy with that, and should serve up an exciting race in round 2 of the evening tonight in the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. So join us back here on Apex Racing TV with all the action from the last 3 rounds of the night. We'll see you in just a few minutes.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
in the outside, contact made, 56 slides it into 4, who's going to be into stripe, dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Welcome back to the showdown in the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. Round 2 of 4 tonight at the Watkins Glen International Raceway in the United States. Andrew Woodhouse alongside Adam Bath and Alex Simpson. And Adam, that race that we just had, race 1, absolutely fantastic. And race 2, Andrew Whitehead's on the pole for Boosted Motorsports. And the reverse grid, it always throws up some interesting circumstances at Watkins. And I expect this one to be no different.
Yeah, it's amazing now that once we're in the showdown that the reverse grid has quite a bit of significance in terms of helping certain drivers. Andrew Whitehead not in the showdown, but a few of his boosted colleagues are, and they'll be hoping that they're nearer the front and hoping to close that gap on Northern Lights Racing. But yeah, this second race should be just as good and maybe a bit more chaotic, who knows, as we head down to the grid. Let's run you through some of the cars. Well,
yeah, Stuart Atkinson and John Roberts, by the way, the boosted representatives in the AM category showdown, but Atkinson starting 43rd and John Roberts in 34th. They've got a lot of work to do.
Andrew Whitehead on the pole then, Adam McNally in 2nd, 3rd Nathan Davis, 4th Russell Adler, 5th Alex Everett, 6th Colin Cunniff, 17th Richard Gore, 7th Richard Gore, 8th Laura Bond, 9th Jamie Ayres and 10th Paul Smith. 11th for Stephen Baxter, Diogo Maurer in 12th, 13th Pete Newman, 14th Ash Sutton, 15th Pete Howard, 16th Alex Smolensky, 17th Nicole Foggy, 18th Michael Hall, 19th Ross McFarlane and 20th is Jamie Fluke. Dave Baker 21st, then it's the 2 Dans, Hunt and Kraft in 22nd, 23rd, 24th Simmons, 25th Hackerson, 26th Chepelevsky, 27th Glatzel, 28th our race 1 winner Wojciech Cyrilewicz, 29th Forstein Helgeson. Starting in 30th place will be Forstein Helgeson, as it looks like Alex Everett is going to be starting from the pit lane. He was meant to be starting in 5th.
Alright then, getting ready for the start here. Round 2 of the evening. Green light is on. Decent start by Whitehead. And can he keep the lead into the first corner? It's going to be interesting.
Nathan Davis!
Oh, Davis
what a
on
move!
the inside! Oh, there's a bit of contact. That was an interesting start, to say the least. Davis flying up the inside, not taking any prisoners at all. Whitehead's down to 5th, and it might be 6th once Richard Gore's had his say. Laidler sideways, and Whitehead hits him. Whitehead's into the wall, I think everybody's okay, and Laidler manages to save it. Oh, no, here we go. Now then.
Oh, big one. Right, safety car time, I think.
Wait.
Oh, Jesus.
Cars everywhere.
Boom. Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Well,
So.
Mr. Woodhouse is trying to get the safety car to work, I think.
Oh, no, I haven't done it. I can do it now if you like.
Safety car is out. There we go. Well, sorry, racers. We took our time. There we go.
No, I was saying wait because the track wasn't quite blocked. Or first, anyway, but yeah.
Who did we lose?
Right then, where did it start? That's the important bit, I think. Right, it started with, it's the 41 car. Now that's Jamie Ayres. I think he was involved in a big crash on Tuesday. Have a look. Oh, we were 3 wide. It was Melrose, car 21, which was Andrew Whitehead and Jamie Ayres, and off it all went. Cars that are in the pits, and Glatzel, Foggy, Wright, Smolensky, Dave Crozier, Jamie Ayres, Melrose, McFarlane, Jamie Fluke out of the race as well.
Quite a few casualties then on the opening lap.
Hindsight now, we could have possibly got away with that safety car, but
well, I was seeing if the thing was, and I'll explain to the drivers, because this is the thing, we, as sort of being kind of a live steward in a way, I don't know if you actually agree with me or not, Alex. I was kind of waiting to see, because most of the cars were off to the side, but then there was a car that ended up spinning in the middle of the track, and I think that's what caught the guys out at the back. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Probably what all the giggles are coming from as well.
Well, I was just laughing just because everybody was up in the air. It was just, oh my god, they were still crashing afterwards as well. It's like, come on guys, give yourself some time to get going.
Right then, cars that are in the pits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 cars that are in the pits.
I'm going to be honest, in fairness, I didn't see all of that at the back. going on from the angle I had. But it's probably a good job that the safety car came out, because that ended up being
So I'm seeing...
a right mess.
Yeah, I'm seeing Smolinski, Boggy, Glatzel,
Luke.
Roberts.
Glatzel, yeah. Glatzel.
You know what it was like at the back?
Yeah,
Alex?
there's lots that are involved in that. That
Alex,
are in
you
the
know-
showdown positions.
You know, watching the replay there, right? That pack of cars that, just all crashed together. Have you seen World War Z?
Yes.
Have
Yes,
you
I
seen
have.
when all the
Yes.
zombies are like trying to climb up the
That
wall,
wall,
and they're all
yeah.
making a great big stupid pyramid to try and get up the wall or whatever? It looked like that. They were all just coming together like some sort of crazed swarm of insects.
Tell you what, it looks like one of those
Lot of
videos that
damage as well.
you see on YouTube of those old NASCAR 2003 wrecks.
I'm seeing it on
yeah.
YouTube. It's not pretty. I'm just going to watch it again.
Bancroft
to
got
see.
pretty bad damage as well. Wonder if he's
is
got a meatball. He might have got away with that. Josh.
These wrecks don't...
This is
Oh.
24th place at the minute. Blackhall looks clean in 24th.
These wrecks never seem to do
there's a
CQR
lot.
any favours, do they?
No, there's a lot. I think we lost one Apex car, which was Jamie Fluke. He's out. Melrose out. So yeah, one of the two big teams, one apiece.
Glatzel out after that good performance in race 1.
Fanatec struggling. Actually, I think it's affected pretty much every team as well. Whether it be AM or Pro.
Yeah, we've got Northern Lights Racing.
Smolinski, so you got Pro Sim out.
John Roberts, who was going for another AM championship. He was bottom of the pile, yeah. Mark Woodhouse, not in the showdown, but involved.
To be honest, I'm just looking at that anyway. I think even by the time the safety car would have come out, I think they would have still all piled up at the back.
It wouldn't have made any difference. All it's done is it stopped everybody
And then the track
frantically
was
trying
blocked.
to drive through the blocked track, trying to get the positions to get going again. So
Because I think the track eventually did become completely blocked. So I think it was a fair decision, I think, Adam. I think that was a good call from yourself. I think
First safety car of the day. We're about to go for our first restart. Lights are out on the safety car.
and Adam McNally wisely getting himself a little bit of space, because we saw on Tuesday night, Adam, that whoever it was at the front of the pack, I can't quite remember who it was, but
don't go too soon. We've seen that before as well.
they basically didn't give the safety car. They followed the safety car around, and Adam McNally has absolutely smashed this, I think. Oh, has he? He's had to slow down. And there's a problem there. And Colin Cunniff and Nathan Davies going into it. And we nearly had Jim Flanagan at Donington Park again, Alan.
That was close, very, very close as well there, but in the end worked out all right. Sutton straight up the inside of Laura Bond, I think that was. So he's got a great chance from here, surely. Minimal laps to go though. We took away 3 with the safety car, so it's race on, guys.
You've got Smith,
Cunniff looking good.
You've got Laidler. He's going to find it hard to get past Cunniff's a race winner in the series. Davies is very quick, and McNally's shown fantastic improvements since joining the series just a few weeks ago.
Close action in the second pack as well. Hall and Andrew Whitehead wheel to wheel, as well as Colin Cunniff and Nathan Davis go for second place.
Well, we lost 16 drivers in that first lap chaos. Absolute carambolage of the highest order. Literally of the highest order. Cars were sent tumbling into the sky. And unbelievable. Oh, going for it completely is Cunniff. Second to last corner, he's putting all his chips on the table. Going all in. And, didn't pay off for him that time, but he's monstering the back of Davis's car now. And we'll see if the Scotsman can make a move into the first corner. He's not quite close enough this time. The braking area not quite as heavy as some of the others that we see on the calendar.
Right. Adam McNally, driving for Youth Energy, never won in the BSRTC. Nathan Davis has won 1 race this season, and that was back at the Nürburgring race 79. Third place, Colin Cunniff. I think Colin's been able to get a win this season.
At least, he's won.
3 wins for Cunniff this season, and Laidler, who's in that lead group, has won 1 as well. That was back at Silverstone race 57. So,
Davies round the outside, just washes out slightly as he tried to squeeze McNally. Cunniff on the inside gets good drive off the corner. This might be the chance for Cunniff in the Northern Lights racing car. Davies can't quite pick up the slipstream of McNally. Instead that falls to Cunniff. Cunniff trying down the outside into the second to last corner. And there's a bit of contact. There has to be. There is. And Cunniff's off into the grass. He avoids the gravel trap, but he comes out just behind the Apex Racing car, Richard Gore.
Yeah, Laidler takes that place as well. So up and into third place for him. His car looks in relatively good condition out there. So does Gore. Up Sutton. The inside, that's Sutton.
But that,
who else?
He won't make it, will he? Surely. Well, he won't get a good exit at least anyway. But it's just enough for the S's. You just have to block that inside line. And there's nothing the opponent can do there. That's a good move by Ashton.
Yeah, you have to think that Colin is going to have a good run at him here, though, to try and get back.
He's right in the slipstream, Alex, in the Northern Lights racing car. He's got the Scottish flag on the top. And we'll see, although that CQR car looks like it's really well trimmed out, because Cunniff not making any inroads, whether intentionally or not. McNally runs a little bit wide as he's defending from Davies, and that's for the lead of the race. And Davies very nearly hits him, and Davies needs to finish the race, really, because he's I'll be honest with you, he's given away more points than he's scored this season through penalties and protests, but round the outside he goes. McNally almost understeers into him. We're going to have the reverse on the other side. Davies stays as far to the inside as he dares. McNally doesn't want to trouble the tyre wall. Here comes Rusty Laidler, and we know he's got no problem racing 3 wide. He was doing that at Silverstone, his VW Golf last week, and he flies up the inside. He might try and take McNally as well if he can get up the inside here. Could be one of the all-time great moves in the BSRTC. I think McNally's managed to hold on. Richard Gore having a sniff up the inside as well into the S's section on lap 7 of 13. And Adam McNally still leads the race, but Rusty Laidler, Adam, he's absolutely... he hits
Laidler
the wall! And he's lost the car! And he's lost second place, he's lost third, he's lost fourth! And down, 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 out of the top 6 goes Rusty Laidler.
And Howell avoids him. Now here comes Davis for the lead. He's up the inside of McNally. He's nearly on the grass as he tries to get up the inside of the Youth Energy car. And now Colin Cunniff fancies his opportunity as well. What a crazy straight that was. Rusty Laidler's been able to regain his composure. He's slotted in his 7th position behind his teammate Paul Smith.
Paul Smith here up into 6th place. Good job from him, my colleague. And Racing TV sometimes. Oh, Laidler's having a go at Smith. And absolutely no compromise even on his teammate. Here comes Laura Bond as well. Bond and Laidler have had their scraps before as well. But Nathan Davies now goes to the front. And Alex, well, he's managed to distance himself a little bit from Ash Sutton, but still, not for long maybe.
No, I don't think so. This is going to be 2nd place for Sutton up the inside of McNally. And he gives him the room. There'll be a little bit of fight off there, but he's going to have to give him some room to get back on. That was good from Adam. He could have just nerfed him out there, you know, called a panel, but made sure that he didn't do that. Someone else into the wall there. Someone light contact.
I think Sutton clipped the wall out, Alex.
And Paul Smith as well. So it was Laidler last time around. It was his teammate this time. As here comes Richard Gore and Adam McNally.
Cunniff's having a look as well, trying to find his way through. Gore trying to navigate the situation. He's washed out. He's really lost the front end there. Not enough grip, just trying to carry too much speed into the corner. However, somehow manages to stay ahead of Colin Cunniff. And at the front then it's Nathan Davis, but behind him, Adam, behind him, the British Touring Car Champion.
We go then, see what Nathan Davis can do. Obviously the British Touring Cars never went here.
They should.
It's pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, they need to pick it up and move it to Britain, really. Off the final corner we go and onto the front straight.
Hey, we'd take it.
Well, there is an interesting format for Snetterton coming up next year in the British Touring Cars. We'll talk about that during the break, I think. But into the first corner on lap 9 of 13. Davis goes a bit wide and Sutton follows him as well. But it looks like Sutton carried the speed excellently through that first corner. And it's going to be those two that are going to probably get a bit of bump drafting underway down the backstrap.
I'm older than you, so the Snetterton night race was probably one of my favourite races I've ever seen in the British Touring Car Championship. But you've got Ash Sutton now, who got a nice run on Davis. Davis goes all the way to the white line. He goes as far over as he dares. Sutton trying to squeeze him to try and narrow the Welshman's angle into the carousel. Davis absolutely drives it in hard into the carousel, and he manages to make it stick. Nathan Davis. He's so close here. He's brilliant, Alex, but can it last?
I think Alex is just holding his breath as well.
That's it, exactly. I don't know what to say right now from both perspectives.
Davis into the rear of Sutton.
Now here comes everyone else. They're all back again.
McNally up
McNally
the inside as well.
Oh!
Here's McNally.
Look at the pack behind. It's ridiculous.
Can't see it. I'm looking at the front. Oh dear.
Paul Smith is past Laidler as at the inside of Gore. Goes Adam McNally for third position. We had two Apex cars on the podium in race 1. They're trying to do it again, but it looks like Youth Energy trying to crash the party. As now it's Sutton having to do the defensive driving from Davis.
And you know what?
First to 19th. Sorry guys, 6.5 seconds.
My God, Sutton
That's how big that pack is.
Sutton hits the wall again, Alex. He's flirting with suspension damage here. Here comes Nathan Davis, and he's right in the slipstream, and Davis has got a job to do for his team in the team's championship versus Ashley Sutton. He's trying to go around the outside. I don't think that's going to work, but he might get a nice exit. He can cut it all the way back.
Yeah, looked very good. Caught a lovely amount of camber, didn't he, there? Got a great run out of there.
Beautiful exit by Nathan. Don't try it. No, that was stupid. He had the momentum.
What again?
And now his contact, and Davis goes wide. He's going to try and hang it around the outside, but he can't.
They get the gap, and then they do that kind of argy-bargy,
There was
and then they
no
all come
need for
back
him
again.
to hit. There was no need for him to be so close to Sutton there. Because he could have gone round the outside. He had the line.
Both squeezing, aren't they? One trying to get a bit more room, the other trying to pin him nice and tight. McNally has a little look up the inside. They check up somewhat through turn 1, and that's going to. I thought it was going to be a little overlap for Gore. Colin Cunniff's going to have the best run out of all of them, I feel, though.
Maybe they're trying to get their side traps or something.
He's going to get 4 times the slipstream as well, Alex, from the cars in front. You've got Ashley Sutton, Nathan Davis, Adam McNally, Richard Gore, Colin Cunniff, the top 5.
First to 19th, sorry, 5.7 seconds now.
They're getting close.
Come down a second.
The gap is down.
In the background, you can
see. Mistake for Davis. Runs very deep, and I think this time he's going to get a good exit, but he's lost the bulk of the draft, so surely he's going to come under pressure from McNally.
Sorry, looking at a fantastic battle between Baker, Laura Bond, Dan Hunt and Pete Harrod. Those guys are all wheel to wheel as they head down the straights. You can see Harrod with the black mirrors.
Sorry, Richard Gore very nearly just ran into the back of McNally. Allows Sutton, though, to just eke away a 10th or 2. What's he got? 3/4 of a second.
2 laps to go, yeah. Let's see what the gap is as they cross the line. The gap was 3 tenths. It's 7 tenths now.
Davis needs to drive the cleanest first corner and S's of his life here to get somewhere near Ash Sutton. You've only got 2 laps to go. Well, that's if he wants to do it. And Sutton also needs to drive the cleanest section that he's managed to do, because he's so close to the wall. He's virtually hitting it every single time his car.
Oh God, who was that in the background? Baker, I think. Yeah. So close to the wall there. He's lost quite a bit of momentum down the straight. He's got Hunt behind him. Look at them all jostling for some sort of room.
Jostling, indeed.
Yeah, I couldn't get it out.
Paul Smith, Pete Harrod. It's all right, mate. Laura Bond.
You know what I mean.
I did. Shepardski, Newman, Simmons, Glatzel, Baxter. I don't know who's who. Not many of them.
Too many, yeah. The mirrors don't help. They go down the straight.
Goggles do nothing. Oh, they're all going wide. They've all made a mess in the second to last corner.
Well, the gap's now up to nearly a second. Is at the inside of Cunniff. Sorry, the inside of Gore goes Cunniff. Yep. White flag this time.
Gore had a look at McNally because McNally made a bit of a mistake. Sutton looks like he's set, but he's still going to negotiate the final lap.
One more lap to go as Davis makes a right mess of the first corner again. That's the gap up to 1.2.
I think that's just about sealed his fate there in terms of finishing second, but he'll be happy with the points for the team, that's for sure. So will CQR, Sutton in the lead, Michael Hall in 6th place.
Oh, this is surely not going to go well. This is Newman, Bond, Simmons on the outside, nearly making it 3 wide on the exit of the S's.
And is that Smolenski as well? Oh no, it's Bond, sorry, I can't see it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, Nathan's into the wall.
Oh no,
McNally.
It's over. Davis disqualified, Adam McNally is in the wall, and that is such a shame for McNally, who was on for a podium. It's promoted, Gore up to 2nd, Cunniff up to 3rd.
In the wall.
It's just a bit of wasn't netcode, but you know, where they get stuck together with the quarter panels. Colin having a little look. Sutton's going to come through with this one.
In the wall, Davis, and lost it all. And Ash Sutton comes through the final corner and takes a really hard-fought win in the BSRTC. Ash Sutton wins, but
oh my
look
word.
Look what's behind him.
3 wide to the line. It's going to be front and Newman. It's Newman just ahead of everyone else. That was that crazy group. 18 cars in the end. Alex Everett 19th, beating Stuart Atkinson. The top 19, 10 seconds. The top 17 in the end, separated by just 7 seconds. In fact, second to 17th, just 6.
Wow. 15 seconds between the top 25 drivers. Well, and only 29 finishers, I believe. Well. 29 out of the 48 who started. And Adam, if you can, just give us an idea of who survived.
Yeah, yes, I will. So I'm just looking myself back at what happened to Davis and oh yeah, oh dear. Yeah, big one there. For the finishing order, Ash Sutton wins. His last race victory was a race 2. It was back at Bathurst and gets it done here at the Glen. That's his 8th win of the season. Second for Richard Gore. What good that will do to his aspirations in the Pro Championship. Colin Cunniff in 3rd, 4th Michael Hall, 5th Rusty Laidler, 6th Dan Hunt, Dave Baker in 7th. In fact, if it wasn't for that bad run, Baker would have got that 6th place. Pete Harrod in 8th, 9th Paul Smith, a good result for Paul there. And Stelian Chapelewski rounding out the top 10, who started 26th. Pete Newman finishing in 11th, just ahead of Martin Front, who gained 30 positions. I think he is the biggest mover in the field. Yes, he is. Well done to Martin Front for that one. 13th for Laura Bond, 14th George Simmons, 15th Stephen Baxter, Miguel Freitas 47th to 16th. In fact, he's the biggest mover by 1 position. He gained 31 places. Our race 1 winner, Wojciech Savidovic, finished in 17th, 18th for Jake Blackhall, 19th for Stuart Atkinson, and 20th for Alex Everett, who started from the pit lane. Let's not forget, in fact, that pit lane start probably saved him from being in that first lap melee. Mark Johnston finishing in 21st, 22nd for Andrew Whitehead, who started towards the front of the pack. Michael Blake 23rd, 24th for Adam McNally. In the end, he did recover, didn't retire, thankfully, but it could have been a podium, and for the majority of the race, he was actually leading. Josh Thompson finishing at the race in 25th. 26th, Rob Graham. 27th, Ben Hackison. 28th for Maciej Sakovic. 29th for Roy Verke. And then that is it. Nathan Davis DQ'd 1 lap down in 30th. And the cars that scored nothing. Sven Glatzel, 0 points. After such a good race 1 for him, a 0 really could set him back in the showdown. Max Wright, a 0 for him, a showdown contender in the AM category. That's 0. Lee Deemer out. John Roberts, the same as well. So an Auto Mech Knock Hill car out and a boosted car out. They're fighting for the showdown. Dan Kraft, 0 points again. Alex Walensky also out of the race. Kip Stevens as well. So that's 2 Pro Sim cars. Nicole Foggy fighting in the Pro Championship for Northern Lights Racing. Had such a good start to the showdown at Suzuka. Ross McFarlane out as well. Another Northern Lights contender. Jamie Fluke out. Jamie Ayres out as well. Diogo Melro making it a few more CQR S-Line cars involved. Thorstein Helgeson, Scott Malcolm, Mark Woodhouse, Brian Holmes, Lorne Murray, and Dave Crozier all out of the race.
Big casualty list there, and Alex, it's a good job it is sim racing. There's been a gigantic repair bill after that one.
Used to get into the hospital.
Yeah, I was about to say the waiting times for the medical centre might have been pretty extreme. Yeah, crazy.
Probably the Salford is probably emulating Salford Royal on a weekday evening.
There you go. You probably making up the numbers as well by the sounds of it. Alex, oh dear. Speaking of wheels, the reverse grid wheel is going to be brought out ever so soon, and 29 cars finishing. 30 can be Nathan Davis. In fact, he got DQ'd on the last lap. So he still actually has a chance of pole position, bizarrely, despite his the crash that he had.
Yeah, well, let's give it a spin and see exactly who's going to get it.
If driver 2 get disqualified, Nathan Davis. The next highest incident after that is Josh Thompson. It's going to be a full then.
It is indeed full, it is. I could just tell the way it was spinning there. I was like, oh, the bang.
Well, Nathan Davis is on the pole, we think. Second, Roy Verke. Third, Maciek Sakovic. Fourth, Ben Hackerson. He's back up at the front again. And Rob Graham in fifth with Josh Thompson. Sixth, and Adam McNally. A silver lining from his big crash on the last lap is that he's going to be towards the front for race 3.
Yeah, and I wonder if he can get a little bit of redemption in his mind anyway, in terms of getting a good finish. Adam McNally's got a good chance of a podium there if he shows the pace he did in race 2. Okay, well, half the action gone tonight, and that means there's still half the action still to go here on Apex Racing TV as the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship continues with the showdown. We'll see you in just a few minutes' time.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it into 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Join us on the grid here at Watkins Glen in round 3 of the evening in the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. Andrew Woodhouse, Adam Bath and Alex Simpson. And Adam, down to the grid. And once again, we've got a very interesting lineup because of the reverse grid wheel. Nathan Davis on pole.
Yeah, Nathan Davis on the pole then after crashing on the final lap. Verke second, Sakovic third, Hackerson fourth, Graham fifth, Josh Thompson up in sixth, McNally 7th after he collided with Davis on the last lap of the race. Race 2, Michael Blake 8th, Andrew Whitehead back up there in 9th, Mark Johnston rounding up the top 10. We still await to see him on the grid. I don't know if he's going to be starting from the pit lane or not, but yeah. Other notables, Dave Baker starting in 24th, Chepelevsky 21st, Savidovic will be starting in 14th, Ash Sutton starting in 30th. Will we have a big crash? And it does look like Mark Johnson is going to be starting from the pit lane for this one.
Well, Wojciech Savidovic, I think, has got a good opportunity of a top 10 finish here. Down to Nathan Davis to get us underway. Green light is on. Welshman gets away decently, but a good second phase by Roy Verke. Managed to get alongside, and then Ben Hackerson from 4th place. He's engaged the SDK nicely as he's up the inside into the first corner. He's going to drag past Roy Verke into the boosted car, and I think he's going to boost himself up in 2nd place.
Now here we go through the S's. This is the tricky spot. You can just see there's no room to go if a car starts crashing. And now we head onto the back straight for the most part. Oh, I thought we had a car going there, but everyone survives.
By the way, a timed race, Adam, we just noticed that. A timed race, it's not laps.
I don't know whether that's because of the safety cars extending the race distance. I don't know, but yeah, 15-minute race.
Everyone looks like they're through okay. Even at the back, so a good job by everybody to just keep calm.
Oh, it's the boosted car. It's Whitehead getting shoved out wide, and that's opened up a can of worms, it looks like. He's disappeared as well.
Ah.
Can't be DQ'd already. That's literally impossible, I think, for you to get 11 incidents in the space of 4 corners.
No, someone got DQ. Hey, DQ.
Just got DQ'd by the hairpin at Suzuka. That was the closest I think we've had to it.
You know what? I think that's a DQ. You know, Adam.
Unbelievable. Well, we'll find out at the end of the race.
Unless that's received throughput, but I wonder if he's had 3 contacts. Or maybe a couple of contacts and a couple of off tracks, and then suddenly that's that. Maybe, I don't know. We'll have to find out from Whitehead. Maybe we'll find out from him himself. But it's Nathan Davis into the lead. Ben Hackerson in 2nd place, and Hackerson was running in the top 5. It's received throughput for Andrew Whitehead, so it was a disconnection. It's coincided, Alex, with him leaving the track. Here comes Hackerson.
Good run for Hackerson. Firmly to the inside. Nathan carrying decent amount of speed in though, so it's not going to be a slam dunk for Ben. And actually carrying a lot of speed off the corner as well, so
nice.
Nathan holds on.
Ben Hackerson with 2 wins to his name this season at Mid-Ohio and Donington Park, both of them in race 4. This is race 3.
It is, and Roy Verke, speaking of 3, is currently in 3rd place. Belgian driver in the Automec car. Great pictures here as the cars fly out of the final corner down this straight, which not a very long straight. It's a reasonable length if you want to try and get a move done into turn 1. Jake Blackwell's trying to do just that. He's having a look on Michael Blake. Josh Simmons bouncing around all over the place. And I wonder if Josh Simmons is suffering. Well, he's suffering badly with his internet connection, it looks like.
Yeah, they all crash in the background. Car off, it's Laura Bond, but I think everyone is going to miss her. Thank goodness for that.
A spin or?
Yeah, spin off into the wall. I think it. Don't know. It was a quarter panel that started.
It's Laidler. With Laidler, and has Laidler been disqualified? No, he's still there.
Hackerson for the lead. Up the inside of Davis. Boosted versus Apex off the carousel.
Davis has got it made though around the outside. He's really using the tyres well, but as we get throughout the race, Adam, we're going to see the marbles build up. We're going to see it be more difficult to keep that line in place, so to speak. And Davis makes a mistake.
Might be able to hold on, you know.
Now Hackerson trying to go around the outside of the final corner. He's going to do that, and he's going to get up into the lead.
Josh Thompson's been quietly moving his way forward. He's just passed Rob Graham for 4th place. 2 positions gained now, so he's up to 4th position now.
Yeah, made a good move into the carousel on Sakovic as well, so good lap for Thompson.
It's teammate, Alex Everett, is holding, his other teammate, Stephen Baxter, is holding back the world as he goes through the S's. He's got Freitas behind, he's got who else has he got? He's got Chapelevsky, he's got Newman, Harrod, quite a few people behind him now.
Yeah, Baxter in 13th place, he's got a gaggle of cars behind.
And he's leading the AM at the minute, so it's imperative for him to carry on cooking up these points, 3 wide behind.
Freitas trying to get in on the action with Baxter. Maybe a little bit of contact as the Portuguese just kind of leans on the rear corner of the Fanatec car. Here comes Chapelevsky as well.
See what Cheppy does here. We saw how good he was at this battle racing in race 1 when he was racing at the front, nearly won it. Up the inside of Stephen Baxter goes steady, and Chapelevsky into the penultimate corner, turn 6. Ooh. He's through. That's
kicking off behind as well. Freitas, Kraft, and some of the race hub cars are in there as well. I think that's Harrod and Pete Newman.
Thompson for 3rd, but Ververke's not going to give up. But Thompson's through. Thompson up into 3rd place now.
Moved by Thompson.
Wheel to wheel between Everett and Ververke. Graham, I should say.
Everett wide, almost into the wall there, but Bossman just manages to survive. And Wojciech Svidovic now, you can see, we said he's got a good chance of a top 5 finish. Well, I think Alex is putting himself in a position where he's got a much better chance than that. He might even have a chance to win the race.
Yeah, still very, very close ahead. 1.8 seconds off the lead he was after the crossing the line the last time by. Good run on Everett as well. No slipstream really available from the car ahead, so it's just a straight-on drag race between the two.
Everett got a nice run off the corner using the outside line. Seems like the preferred line when you're defending your position, Adam. It can get that run, plus you get the inside to boot for the second to last corner as off goes. I think it's
Sakovic,
yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a problem for him, the Polish driver.
Been letting all those CQR cars through.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, no, in fact, he hasn't let any CQR cars through at all, because they're all Apex cars that have gone through. And
Sutton in the middle, into turn 1. He's going to make that work and get both positions. Someone's got poor connection out there. I think that was Freitas. And yeah, also went up the inside of Pete Newman too. So, great move.
And biggest move in the pack yet again. 16 positions gained as one of the
Zakovic hits the wall again. You know, I think he's got damage. He's got serious damage, Maciej Zakovic, because he's getting. A lot of drivers have gone past, including Hunt, Harrod, Baker, and his teammate Miguel Freitas, and also the boosted car of Stuart Atkinson.
Also, good battle. Sorry, Andrew. Blackhall, Simmons, Cheppy, and Cheppy at the 4 cars there.
Baxter as well.
All of a sudden, just separated out a little bit, but.
Oh, here comes Baker. Baker having a look on Michael Blake, who's dropped down the order.
Yeah,
Michael Blake,
he went wide on the exit of the carousel. I just saw him rejoining the circuit, causing a few cars to scatter.
Grass and dust and marbles, gets kicked up on the outsides. A couple of drivers run wide near the tyre wall, and Baker going to have a look on Blake. Big dive down the inside by the season 7 champion.
He's every position he can get here,
Blake
Dave Baker.
Back on.
Now it comes Hunt.
Daniel Hunt, look at this. Brilliant from Hunt. He's trying to go around the outside of Baker at the top of the hill. Can he do it? I think he can. He's through.
Hunt is in
can
front.
He keep it?
Svidovic and Ververke. Svidovic continuing his rise up through the order. This is 4th position now, and Alex Everett through as well into 5th as the top 3 continue to scrap. Josh Thompson's definitely arrived on the scene now. It's a 3-car scrap.
Thompson very quick at the moment, Alex, and right with Davis and Hackerton, and these 3. Well, there's some feisty drivers out there on the circuit. Feisty ones they are.
Thompson and Davis definitely don't need any introduction.
Well, they don't like each other, so there could be some interesting situation there.
Just rewind back to Monza a few weeks ago. There was a bit of bad blood between those two. On the exit parabolica.
Alex and Wojciech Svidovic will be licking his lips and be thinking, well, a good chance I might not even have to do any overtaking here.
Well, it's possible, as he actually ran a little bit wide there in turn 1. He's put a bit of pressure on himself. Surely Everett's going to get a great run this time. We know that Fanatec car is always quite quick in a straight line. Josh has been able to make moves with it, so see what he can do.
Thompson from the Isle of Man. Going to get past Nathan Davis here as we go down the back straight, lap 8. It's a timed race, remember, 6 minutes to go.
Atkinson, I think he's from, I'm going to get it wrong, I think it's Guernsey, isn't it? I could be completely wrong with that one. He'll probably have my head for that one later on. But yeah, I think he's, well, I know he's from...
He is from Guernsey, yes.
He's from the Channel Islands at least, and yeah, Thompson from the Isle of Man, so, and Davies from Wales, so many British territories represented. I'm going to get killed for that one.
Sutton just got past Blackhall as well, so that's another place for him.
Wojciech Savidovic as well from the Republic of Ireland. Originally from Poland, but lives in Ireland, I believe, still, and yeah. Might need some. He's be hoping he gets the look of the Irish.
Definitely wasn't in Celtic's hands last night as wheel to wheel between Rob Graham and Adam McNally. McNally trying to get 7th position here, so he got 3 S's, and it looks like the Youth Energy driver is going to easily dispose of the Ultimate car, and indeed he does. He's up to 7th now. Graham down to 8th.
Graham knows he's got good points here. He doesn't want to give them away. Elin Chepelevsky having a look then. Also George Simmons, car number 7, the Boosted Motorsport car with the yellow trim. Having a go as well into the carousel. 15-minute race here. We've had just under 11 minutes.
Josh Thompson has won.
Oh, Graham!
And he hit Simmons.
Oh, I thought he had. He went into Simmons.
He's over.
And somebody, and Baxter, I think, got a piece of it.
Now, hopefully everyone avoids him. He should tow any second now. Please miss him. Oh, an Apex car goes through.
Oh, it went through him.
It's not over with yet, so somehow.
He's going to reverse back, almost just as Simmons is. Oh no, reverse, Robert. Oh no, he's gone against the fence because going through is Johnston.
Yeah.
I think they'll be all right.
Yeah, and Simmons as well. I mean, they're obviously not going to get the points that they would have had, but at least they're still going to score points, I think.
Well,
so.
only if they don't get disqualified by iRacing for the black and orange flag, of course.
Davidovich has arrived. He's arrived with the top 3.
Yeah, be all right.
We've got quite a few laps left actually. It's just over a 70-second lap here as Thompson, the youngster, looks up the inside of Davis going into the carousel, but you can carry around the outside. Back in the day when we first started covering it, you could not do that, but it seems to be working now.
Definitely couldn't, but the outside line working nicely. I think, Alex, because of the live track, things like that, I think that outside line's now getting rubbered in as well.
Yeah, I think more than anything, actually, he's probably a bit cooler on the outside, and that's why he's able to get on the power a little bit earlier. It's just to put a bit more grip out there, and we know how sensitive to the heat these tyres are, so it makes sense, you know, a couple of degrees cooler through there's a lot of load goes through the cars on that particular corner as well.
Dan Hunt and Pete Newman were battling at the end of the 10th lap, and now Newman's going past the absolutely battered car of Stephen Baxter, and there's a bit of contact. Here comes Baker. Baxter got a piece of that, and it's absolutely wrecked the front right suspension on his Fanatec car.
Yeah, he'll just want to finish this now, won't he?
Oh, Newman's trying to cross underneath Daniel Hunt in the SS section. That's not going to work, Pete, at all. Might work on the exit now. Hunt doesn't even defend the position.
Got a lot of damage there. I think he realises probably ain't got the straight line speed. A couple of cars are going to stream past. Baker's going to go through as well, is he? Oh, he squeezes him into the carousel.
Now Hunt decides he's going to fight back, and he does that really, really well.
This is all over a spot in the top 11. Dan Hunt 14 positions gained. One of the biggest movers through the field in this third race. You can tell by the wall scars on the front of the Kia. As up the inside goes Newman again.
And now he wants to make sure he's not going to be moving backwards through the field.
Oh my goodness me. The top 5 is now the 5-car scrap. We have got 2 laps to go. We have got 90 seconds left on the clock, so we will squeeze in 2 more laps here. As here comes Savidovic. Thompson, you know,
contact
he won't
between
get
Thompson and Savidovic. Oh, Alex Everett's in there as well, and he's not shying retiring, let me tell you that.
Youngster versus the experienced veteran in Thompson and Savidovic.
He's one of the greatest veterans we've got in the BSRTC, Wojciech Savidovic, and 2 times a champion, of course.
Now Davis is
the
free
third
to...
one. He could be the first 3-time champion, potentially, Adam, if he wins this season.
Indeed, yes, as Davis now is free to attack Hackerson. No one has won the BSRTC 3 times. We've had multiple 2-time winners in Katz, Stevens and Savidovic. And now he's at the inside of Thompson.
Did Jamie Rushworth get 1?
Yes, he got 1. And Lopez 1.
Oh, man. And Baker, of course. The other
Job 1.
Job. Savidovic and Thompson. This is good driving by both, actually. Thompson giving the space just enough. Savidovic fighting hard to try and get into the podium positions. It's very close. Oh,
last lap.
Fanning out massively here as Everett's trying to go to the inside as well. I wonder if Everett's going to try and mug his Fanatec colleague here.
Thompson
and,
out of
down
nowhere.
the inside. Thompson absolutely dives it down into the first corner. A great scrap this, Alex, over 3rd, 4th and 5th.
Yeah, it was, and I think Josh knew he needed to kind of do that to try and upset the amount of draft there was on, give himself an opportunity. Kind of caught his teammate a little bit by surprise, I think.
The clock has reached 0. This is the final lap.
Just got disqualified, guys.
Sutton DQ'd on the last lap. He was running in 7th and was our biggest mover.
I think Everett and Thompson bump drafting down the straight. Thompson having a look into the carousel. He's not close enough this time to try and take 3rd place away from Wojciech Savidovic, but still got... Oh, I think this is going to be the...
This is white flag,
lap? Yeah. And Hackerson then got to the front. He started 4th on the grid. He managed to get Nathan Davis. He's got 2 corners to go. Is Ben Hackerson going to come through and take his 3rd win of the season?
Dan Hunt battle's just kicking off. We'll see the winners though.
Here we go, around the final corner he comes then. Ben Hackerson for Boosted Motorsport takes the win here at Watkins Glen. Round 3 goes to car 13.
Here they come off the final corner. Dan Hunt's going to head home the 2nd group. But who's going to be 12th or 13th? It's Baker versus Glatzel. It's going to be Glatzel that just finishes ahead of Dave Baker, who gets 13th place.
A great battle that was. A very, very close fight. Still coming to the line. We've got the Team Mad drivers, Ayres and Woodhouse, who are very close together. And yeah, just a fantastic round of racing, really. Gore, McFarlane and Holmes finished within just 0.2 of a second of each other as well.
Not too many retirements in that one either. We had Andrew Whitehead have a disconnect. Bond had that spin, well, that crash, that quarter panel on the exit of the first corner, and Graham also out. Simmons and I think Ash Sutton got DQ'd, so we had a pretty clean race.
Simmons did finish the race, Adam, in the end. 41st place. He did cross the line, I think. Sutton did not. Neither did Max. Oh wait, Max Wright's coming now. So yeah, issues for him. Finishes 1 minute and 7 seconds behind.
Oh, the car really wrecked, yeah, for Max Wright. And Sutton 1 lap down, so we do get a full. He will be on the pole, the final race.
And then good luck catching him with that one, I think.
I'm already through the finishing order then. Ben Hackerson takes the win, his first win since Donington. That was some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks ago. So we're talking about the height of summer. Savidovic finishing in 2nd, 3rd for Nathan Davis. Again, 2 Apex cars on the podium. Alex Everett 4th, 5th Josh Thompson, 6th Roy Ververke, 7th for Stelian Chepelevsky, 8th for Jake Blackhall, 9th Adam McNally and 10th for Dan Hunt, 11th Pete Newman, 12th Sven Glatzel, 13th for Dave Baker, 14th for Pete Harrod, 15th for Stephen Baxter with Miguel Freitas in 16th, Michael Hall 17th, Dan Kraft in 18th after starting in 35th place. Good 17 positions gained there from him. Then 18th then 19th Colin Cunniff and 20th Michael Blake, 21st for Jamie Fluke, 22nd Nicole Foggy, Paul Smith finishing in 23rd place, 24th Martin Front, 25th for Alex Malensky, who got a 0 in race 2. There's some points on the board. The same for Diogo Melro, he was out in that big crash in race 2. He got 26th here in race 3. Stuart Atkinson 27th. Magic Sakovic got shuffled back, may have had damage. He finished 28th after starting on the 2nd row. Richard Gore 29th and 30th for Ross McFarlane. Brian Holmes 31st, 32nd Jamie Ayres. Mark Woodhouse in 33rd. Scott Malcolm 34th. Thorstein Helgeson finishing in 35th. John Roberts in 36th. Rusty Laidler, there he is, 37th. With Lee Deemer in 38th. Dave Crozier in 39th. And Mark Johnston finishing in 40th after starting from the pit lane. 41st for George Simmons, 42nd Max Wright, and in the cars that did not finish the race. Ash Sutton 1 lap down, DQ'd. He will be the car on pole if we get a full. Rob Graham, his damage was too much to continue. I'm not surprised, the car was flipping over quite a bit in that contact that he had a few laps ago. Laura Bond also out, and the same for Andrew Whitehead, who got a disconnect after half a lap.
Okay then. So yeah, onto the reverse grid wheel, and Alex has the power, and there's 43 drivers, well, at least half of them maybe eagerly awaiting the result of your button press.
Yeah, there's Oh, there we go. Help if it was on screen. Final time then for the night. We get another fall here. I don't think it's going to get stopped in time. It is indeed another fall.
Ash Sutton then in the pole position. Big DRS line. He won race 2. Ash Sutton, can he win it in race 4? Max Wright could be second. Third for George Simmons. Fourth Mark Johnston. And fifth Dave Crozier. That's what the top 5 is looking like for the final race.
A win in race 4 wouldn't do Ashley Sutton's championship hopes any harm at all. He's got a lot of catching up to do, but you can't do any better than winning the race. So we'll see if he can take his second win of the night when we come back here on Apex Racing TV, as for the final time tonight, the BSRTC drivers throw down in the showdown.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it into 4. Who's gonna be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Come back to the last race of the evening here at Watkins Glen in the BSRTC. Andrew Woodhouse alongside Adam Bath and Alex Simpson for Apex Racing TV. And we've seen a great night's racing, Adam, tonight. And well, I think we're going to get one more with the reverse grid.
I think it's everything we've been expecting and more, really. I don't know what this race is going to throw up, really. We've got Ash Sutton on the pole. That's no guarantee of him winning. Definitely not, especially around this circuit, but we'll see what happens. Max Wright up there in second, Simmons third, Mark Johnston fourth, Dave Crozier in fifth, Edema sixth, Laidler seventh, Roberts in eighth, ninth Thorstein Helgeson in 10th, Scott Malcolm, and then Mark Woodhouse 11th, Jamie Ayres 12th, 13th for Ryan Holmes, Ross McFarlane 14th, Richard Gore in 15th, Maciek Sakovic 16th, 17th Stuart Atkinson, 18th Diogo Melro, 19th Alex Malensky, and running out the top 20 is going to be Martin Front with Wojciech Svidovic, our race 3 runner-up, starting in 42nd place.
Alex, I think it depends whether the rest of them start fighting, does it? Whether Ash can get away or not?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, looking at the drivers around, there's a couple of quick guys there, you know, so they could hold on to him. This track is all about the draft. Back to 13 laps.
Red lights are on then. Green light is on. Good start by Sutton. Good start from Simmons. Bit of a lacklustre one from Max Wright, and he might pay for that with his second position as Simmons is trying to go up the inside. I can see Jamie Ayres on the grass in the background as Sutton leads, and Simmons trying to take second away from Max Wright. We saw Max Wright get into something on Tuesday night, and he's got into something again. He nearly forces Simmons onto the grass, and you'd have thought he'd have learned from Tuesday. Obviously not, as yeah, going very, very defensive. And that's given Ash Sutton that 3/4 of a second, Alex, that we've said that he pretty much needs to get away, and maybe for good.
Yeah, I'm surprised Max, the second part of the S's, he went so wide there. He should have just got tucked up in that slipstream and helped that to defend.
Look at this now.
So Simmons definitely going to have a good run around the outside. You can see he's going to get that drive off. He's technically got the slipstream for a moment anyway, he had it. And now Ash moves over to the right side of the track, and Simmons is through.
Mark Johnson as well, he's trying to go through on Max Wright. I understand Wright trying to keep the position, Adam, but especially after he didn't directly cause that incident on Tuesday night, of course. It was a 2 to tango on that one, but you'd have thought his experience of that and not wanting that to happen again might have just made him think, oh, I'm not gonna cut off George Simmons like I did there.
Yeah, driving in the MX-5s on Tuesday is almost like driving in the Xfinity race the day before. It gives you a chance to see what's going on, and yeah, unfortunately there not much was learned through there, but Max Wright was still able to carry on in 4th place at the end of the first lap. Sutton already 9/10 of a second ahead.
And already brushing the wall at the exit of the S is giving absolutely no margin for error as the British Touring Car Champion. We'll see what George Simmons can do. He's a very, very fast driver, is George Simmons, Alex, and going to have to be as fast as he can be in order to stay with car 116.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just about inside the range right now. He's going to need to hope that Johnston behind just doesn't fight him just for a lap or two, just to let them get back onto Sutton's tails. And I have to say, it would make sense for the likes of Johnson and Wright and that not to try and do anything, because if they can hang on to Sutton, I can't see how sort of the mid-pack is going to work their way up to these guys, because you've got probably the fastest guy in the car out front pulling them along.
I think Sutton hit the wall quite hard, actually, Adam. Maybe a tiny bit harder than what it looked like, because he does have damage to that front right wheel, and I wonder if that's going to affect him aerodynamically or maybe stability-wise going through these corners.
And see as we go up through the hill, through the S's for the 3rd time here. Back, as Alex said just before we got going, a 13-lap race again, so we're back to laps. Mark Woodhouse is in a right scrap with his teammate Thorstein Helgeson and Jamie Ayres as they go through the S's.
Getting clipping the wall, I think, again.
Oh, look at this.
Helgeson, Crozier, we've got Holmes and Malcolm all fighting in there as well as we go 2 by 2 down the back straight.
This is the biggest test, Alex, of George Simmons' legitimacy this season as a front-running driver. Can he match pace with Ash Sutton? Can he get closer? Can he pass Ash Sutton? This will be his best win yet in the series if he can manage that, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, he's got his work cut out for him, hasn't he? Because he's had to get by, and now he's going to have actually hunt him down.
Closing in.
So
I
if
think
they can get that done. They use the draft well. I think 0.8 of a second. That gap's come down 0.2 of a second. This lap was a 10th as well. So seems to have the pace. And you think it's going to be good 2-3 tenths on the S, up through the S's and the back straight this time.
Doesn't have Johnston
Oh,
fighting
who's
him
that
either this
sideway?
time.
Lee Deemer and Max Wright were side by side coming out of turn 1.
Yeah, it was Wright that had to take to the outside. Look at all the marbles gathering up towards the barriers, Adam.
Yeah.
Luckily, nobody's going to be out that wide, I don't think, but still, it gives you an idea of just how slippery it might get offline.
Basically, how much action there has been during the evening, the amount of marbles that have been gathering offline. Hopefully, none of these drivers lose their marbles by the time we get to the end of the race after focusing so hard for the last few races.
John Roberts. Oh, and there goes into the marbles Lee Deemer and Rusty Laidler as well. So they're testing the outer limits of the carousel corner. And it's not ending particularly well for them. This race at the front reminds me a little bit, Adam, of the first ever race at the Circuit of the Americas, appropriately, between Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel.
Yes, but well, in that occasion they needed a bit of traffic to help settle that one. The gap is coming down though, it's down to half a second as they cross the line. 112.2, 111.9 this time for George Simmons, so he's getting there, and Sutton, he can't really do much because Simmons is definitely within the slipstream now.
And Mark Johnston, Alex, in his second time round coming back to the BSRTC, certainly looks like he's getting the hang of it. He seems to be involved in less trouble, and he shows that in clear air he's a very fast driver as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he hit the wall, didn't he, on the last lap, and that's kind of why he lost a little bit of momentum and lost the tail of Simmons. But front three are pulling away now. Need to put my teeth back in. Max Wright can't keep up with Laidler, or is just about keeping up with Laidler, but Laidler unfortunately has lost his draft completely now for Johnston. Oh,
Yeah,
what's
and
going back here? This is
Robertson's-
Malcolm and Richard Gore, Foggy in there as well. Paul Smith tucked up right behind them. This is a great little battle for about 15th place.
Yeah, and not far behind them are Sakovic, Hall, Baker, Atkinson, Harrod, and a few others, to be honest, as well. Look at that. Ben Glatzel's in there, number 23.
It's like watching the first lap again, isn't it? This pack in the middle.
Yeah.
Paul
Oh, Smith, I
nearly
think,
on
into the wall.
Firewall can sometimes catch you out, and that's allowed some CQR cars to get in the mix as they come across the front straight. You can see Magic Sakovic in there, Michael Hall as well. Hall looks like he might get Smith through the first corner.
It reminds me, Adam, a little bit of the final corner at Albert Park, how it seems quite innocuous, but
Guys,
it can
to the
draw you
front.
into that wall.
Oh,
10th of a second. Simmons, surely this is his opportunity.
well,
Going to be a
Boosted.
dogfight from here if they start going at it, though.
Well, Boosted have already won a race today. That was Hackerson in race 3 and they touch.
Oh, and the dogfight started now and takes a bit of a bite out of Ash Sutton going through the carousel, but he waits, I think, for him. He realised a mistake. But that means that Mark Johnson's now joined the party, and he says there's another dog in the fight now. Johnson
Wow.
going through, maybe in second place, Adam. Yes.
Oh, and he hits
and
him
he
as
hits
well.
Sutton as well. They've all hit each other. Oh, dear me.
Well, they've
That's a
handed
let
Sutton,
off. That is for...
they've handed Sutton another second.
Well, he probably deserves it after both of them managed to hit him in the space of a lap. That's how to kind of botch a nice position, Alex, isn't it?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, it took them
I think
half
we
the
were looking
race to
forward
get
something
to.
pretty good there, and it sort of fizzled out a bit.
Oh, Johnston's in almost into the marbles in the S's, though. He doesn't want to get that wide. The first part, otherwise he might come a cropper.
Kraft is lost as well now. They're 1.5 seconds back, so just that little battle through turn 1. It's made all the difference. Laidler surely.
Oh, what's he doing?
That forced him off the track. Give him room, George.
Oh dear.
Just about gives him room. Oh, Simmons hits the curb and it's forced a little bit off the inside, but he should be all right. Johnston now, you sense, is just fighting for second. But Sutton getting assaulted by Simmons and Johnston. Normally
Oh, it's kicking off in the background, I think. Sorry, Diogo Melro and Dave Baker, nearly disaster for those guys.
That would have been disaster as well. CQR teammates hitting each other. Well, disaster for them anyway. Not so much for the other drivers out there. they would say,
Someone
have
who's
at it,
running
boys.
wide.
Oh.
Paul Smith.
Paul Smith's off in the penultimate corner. That's what's happened. I don't know what's happened to Paul, but something's happened.
He's crawling back to the pits. So
Oh,
severe
it's a
damage for the
Fanatec
auctionman.
car. It's Sven Glatzel, the quarter panel there.
Smith nearly spinning ahead of Whitehead. He's going to have a real problem trying to keep that one going. That's if he can keep going, Adam.
Sutton keeps kissing the wall on the exit. He did
Every
it again
lap.
there.
I think every single lap he's brushed it.
An Apex car really running very high up against the outside wall. But as here comes Laidler up the middle. Simmons, he's getting very close to Simmons. Is that a side draft he's trying to do? I don't know what it is.
Oh, and Johnston's gone too hot into the corner. Gone out into the marbles and the detritus on the outside.
And they're both through.
Off
I think he
goes
goes
Woodhouse.
the boot section.
Kraft and Smolinski in the background side by side as well. All this continues. Oh,
Laidler's hit Simmons.
Oh, but Laidler's through.
Oh,
and
and now
Simmons
it's
hits
Johnston.
Mark Johnston.
He's
He's
been
over.
eaten. He's been eaten
He's
by the
out.
wall.
yeah, unfortunately, it's stopped him from coming back on the track. Just a bit unfortunate that,
Fortunate for everybody else, though, Alex. You must
but
say.
yeah,
That car hits the wall, we might see an almighty one.
yeah, true.
Especially on the corner where people are a little bit unsighted. So it's bad
Maybe
luck for Mark Johnston, but it might be good luck for the rest of the field. And Nash Sutton has a 3-second lead.
Beamer versus Fluke. Fluke through into 6th place, one of the biggest movers in the field, Jamie Fluke here. 17 positions gained.
Tell you what, we've seen good improvement, Alex, from Lee Deemer over the last few weeks. He's definitely shown he's capable at this level.
Yeah, definitely. Good run. And yeah, I think again Lee's another one who just needs to let Jamie pull him up.
Oh, no, here we go!
Is that a GTO Mega car?
Woodhouse.
Yes.
It's not a GTO
Oh no,
Mega
it's not
car, of
anymore.
course.
Not anymore.
Sim gear.
Oh
Sim
dear,
gear car.
the wrath might be coming your way now. Yeah, it's GT Omega and Sim Gear. Team Madden Sim Gear. Shut up. 3 Sim Gear cars. 3 fluorescent yellow cars going into the corner together. What could possibly go wrong between Brian Holmes, Lee Deemer and Thorstein Helgson? That's 2 different teams. From the back, the livery looks identical.
Jamie Ayres and Richard Gore very close as they come out the final corner. Oh, big one, a crash in the background. We've got a car off and a car into the air. That's
Atkinson.
And is that an Apex car as well? No, it's Adam McNally. It must be Adam McNally. It's a Youth Energy car in
The
here.
Youth Energy car. In fact, they've blown
Freitas
the engine on the
involved as
final
well.
corner.
Big Blackhall as well. That is another 0 for him,
Freitas.
and that could be curtains for Showdown, I think.
Miguel Freitas, the Team Mad driver, and Laidler almost getting hit by John Roberts, who's come from absolutely nowhere. Well, I say nowhere, 8th on the grid, but Roberts looking to get up into 2nd position now. Around the outside he goes. Look at that from John Roberts all the way around, but might be giving himself too much to do. And Simmons is back through into 3rd, but only momentarily, as Roberts has got a nice slipstream off of Laidler.
He didn't have the best carousel there. I just saw on the exit the shot that he was going off on the exit there as he went off across the grass. Gap down to 1.7.
He's had a great couple of laps, Ash Sutton, actually.
Laidler, 7/10 of a second quicker on the last lap.
That looks alright, doesn't it?
Sorry, 1.3 seconds quicker. My maths is wrong. Over the line we go then onto lap 11 of 13.
Has Sutton been in the wall, Alex, or something?
He's back on the pace now, isn't he, Alex? He's 1:12.8 on that last
Yeah,
lap.
it was quick. He pulled away another 3/10 that lap. So, don't know.
Back on it then. Fastest man on the circuit at the minute is Brian Holmes, 1:12.7. And yeah, Brian Holmes looking.
Fluke did a 12.2.
12.2.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't see that. Sorry.
And he's right. He's almost
12.2.
onto these guys. Yeah. So.
Gosh. What a time that is.
3 laps to go then, or 2.5 laps to go as we go into the carousel. Laidler now in 2nd place. Gap down to 1.4 now. That's another 2 attempts taken out on the lap on this lap by Rusty Laidler.
3 laps to go then, including this one that we're on. And Sutton leads by 1.5, and then it's Laidler, then it's Roberts and Simmons, and Max Wright is still hanging tough in 5th. They're 6th now, actually, 6th position now, because Jamie Fluke's just absolutely soared past him.
Tell you what, since
He might side through this field, Adam, even some very quick drivers like George Simmons.
Since we had that first safety car in race 2, everyone seems to have been a bit more behaved. Maybe that's the threat of the safety car hanging over them, or may have put them in line. I don't know, but yeah. 1.2 the gap is now. Another half a second taken out by Son on that last lap. Could be building up to something, I don't know. The two race for the same team, let's not forget.
Yeah, but I mean, Sutton's fighting for the showdown, so I'm not sure what... you know, the others could definitely DNF. Wojciech Svidovic down in 28th place, by the way, so it's not going particularly well for him. And 15 seconds separates 31 drivers here, so I'm not sure it's not going to be that easy for anybody down there, especially when the likes of Josh Thompson, Magic Sakovic and Stelin Chepelevsky are around him, and Simmons and Fluke going to battle through the carousel. Fluke seems to have so much more grip, though, Alex. Northern Irishman seem to unlock potential in this Kia Optima that almost nobody else can do at the moment.
Yeah, he's managed to find a lot of pace recently as well. He's not even driving the car on a regular basis now, but just seems to be loving it.
Well, Robert's trying here if he can to get past Laidler. Laidler, a driver that's the top of the drivers not in the showdown. I don't know if there's a prize for that, but yeah, John Roberts fighting for the AM category.
And Jamie Fluke will be loving that multicoloured menagerie that's in front of him, including Simmons, Roberts, and of course Rusty Laidler.
They're closing in on Sutton. I have to, or maybe Sutton's trying to help out Laidler here. Just give him a bit of draft to be able to defend from Roberts and co.
Yeah, this is the final lap.
Make a little bit of sense, wouldn't it? I think Ash still obviously Ash still needs to win the race, really. Simmons bounced over the curb again. The exit of the chicane.
Last time we had a double race winner in a race meeting was Jamie Fluke a few weeks ago at Brands Hatch.
Did Fluke go into Simmons then? On the straight?
I was looking away, but very close. Half a lap to go then.
So Ash Sutton didn't turn up last week, but this weekend, this Thursday evening, in fact, he's made up for it massively, and he's going to come through. He's got 2 corners to go here, and on his way to a double victory. Here we go. Ash Sutton then coming to the line. He's going to take the second win of the night for him. And Rusty Laidler in second place. That's his best result for quite some time. John Roberts in third. And fourth for George Simmons. Fifth for Jamie Fluke.
Oh, something's happened on the last lap. It's Colin Cunniff. Colin Cunniff facing the wrong way.
It's Cunniff.
It's Cunniff. What happened? See what happened. Oh, dear me. Looks like
he must have hit the barrier.
I think he's collected. Oh, it's car 23. That car... It's Sven Glatzel. Oh, the quarter panel on the exit of the carousel.
Post races as well.
and Michael Blake's just absolutely punted Sven Glatzel after the flag.
Oh,
really
and
sure
that
what
Apex,
that's all about.
That Apex car, the one with the green mirrors, that's Nathan Davis, if my memory serves me correctly, just about avoided it.
Yeah, there's a few little things going off afterwards, but I think they're all accidental there.
Well, you'd hope so anyway. Not really what they should be doing on the cool down lap if it isn't, but yeah, I think he's sort of out of fuel. I think he's out of fuel. I think he might have been saving it. He's out of gas.
Maybe he was doing a bit of lifting and coasting.
He might have had to save some fuel, yeah, to try and maybe put less in, Alex, to try and break away at the beginning.
No, maybe. Who knows?
Well, we saw cars running out of fuel in the Club 73 Touring Car Championship race on Sunday night.
Well, yeah, and well, it's not a common problem in the BSRTC, but it definitely has happened before. Sutton obviously pushing the boundaries of the Kia Optima there. So, Adam, yeah, if you take us through the final result of the evening, then race 4.
Okay, so 2 wins in an evening for Ash Sutton, and yeah, the last time a driver won 2 races in a race meeting was Jamie Fluke, and that was back at Brands Hatch a month ago. Second for Laidler, third for John Roberts, fourth for George Simmons, fifth for Jamie Fluke, sixth is Max Wright, seventh Brian Holmes, eighth Dan Kraft, ninth Alex Walensky, and 10th for Mark Woodhouse. Dan Kraft, along with Jamie Fluke, 2 of the biggest movers in the field. 11th for Thorstein Helgeson, 12th Diogo Melro, 13th for Lee Deemer, 14th Richard Gore, 15th Michael Hall, 16th Dave Baker, 17th Nicole Foggy, 18th Jamie Ayres, 19th the official biggest mover in the field, Alex Everett in 20th for Stalin Chapelevsky. Dan Hunt in 21st. Josh Thompson 22nd ahead of Wojciech Savidovic, who finished in 23rd. 24th for Maciej Sakovic. 25th for Pete Harrod. 26th for Nathan Davis. 27th for Ross McFarlane. Andrew Whitehead finishing in 28th. Dave Crozier in 29th and 30th for Roy Verke. 31st for Rob Graham. 32nd Sven Glatzel. 33rd Michael Blake. 34th Laura Bond. Hackerson, our race 3 winner. Ben Hackerson finishing in 35th. Stephen Baxter in 36th. 37th for Scott Malcolm. 38th for Colin Cunniff. And then the cars that did not finish the race: Martin Front, Stuart Atkinson, Miguel Freitas, Adam McNally. Most of those drivers involved in the big crash on the exit of the final corner. Mark Johnston, Paul Smith, and Pete Newman. So 2 race of the CQR cars bringing up the rear of the field in the final race of the day. And the next BSRTC race meeting, it's going to be at Monza.
Yeah, and we know exactly what that can bring us. In the past, we've seen some absolutely outstanding races at Monza, and well, Alex, we look forward to that one every year.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably the only race I think that comes close to rivaling this one for how close it is.
Incidentally, just some things from race 3. I've just seen Andrew Whitehead post quite an unsavoury comment about British Telecom. However, below that, some great comments. Yeah. Disconnected, booted, rerouted, and yeah, absolutely, yeah, very good, everybody. It had to be coming, didn't it? I'm surprised we didn't get that at the time. To be fair, I think we were. Yeah, I think we missed out there, Adam. I think
we did, yeah.
Also missing out.
I think that's homework for us this week. I think
you're right. And once again, it doesn't look like anybody's coming to join us. Alex, what do you make of the race meeting then tonight?
No, thoroughly enjoyed tonight. Cracking meeting. We had the one big crash in there, which was actually surprisingly less than what we saw with the MX-5s. But you know, the racing was good, hard fought. It's everything we come to expect from a round at Watkins Glen.
All right. Well, I think without further ado, I think it's going to be time to end then. So thanks everybody for watching tonight here on Apex Racing TV, the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. Join us next week at Monza when the showdown continues. Also, the Club 73 Touring Car Championship returns on Sunday evening. Thank you everybody for watching, and for now, it's goodbye.